For center number 1, you're going to be working on some grammar and types of sentences. So you should be watching this screencast, which is your step 1. You're going to take a copy of this handout. It says sentence number 1 and a copy of the coloring sheet that goes with it. And you're going to identify the type of sentence by labeling it like we do in class. So unless you do the labeling, which is highlighting prepositional phrases, bracketing infinitives, boxing your subordinating conjunction, underlining your dependent clause, circling your comma fanboy, labeling your subjects and verbs, you will not get credit for it. After you've determined the correct answer, then it'll tell you what color to color on the coloring sheet. If you finish early, which I would expect that you will, I expect you to be working on your owl crate or reading your book if you're not done. So let's go up here and do one example together. Oh, I found a typo already. All right, this should be Henry VIII. Henry VIII became the King of England when he was only 17 years old. So the first thing I would rule out is I know it's not compound because I don't see a comma fanboy and I don't see a semicolon. So now I'm going to look for some phrases to get rid of. So I see a prepositional phrase. I'll highlight that. And that's it. So the next thing I would want to rule out is it complex. So you might need to get your subordinating conjunctions list out. And I do see that I have a subordinating conjunction when. Now I don't think I'm able to put a box around it. So I'm just going to highlight it. But you at your seat should be drawing a box around it. I'll highlight it green. So if when is a subordinating conjunction, that tells me the dependent clause is when he was only 17 years old. And so you should underline that. And then within that clause, you need to label the subject, which is he, and then the verb, he was. So far so good. I've got a dependent clause on this side. That means I've got to find a subject and a verb and what's left. Henry VIII became the king. Henry VIII is the subject and became is the verb. So that tells me that this is a complex sentence. So I would circle or color this in, and this is the color I'm going to be using on my paper when I do it. Okay, so that is your activity for today.